We are live. I'll call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. I will remind a couple reminders. Please sign in if you haven't. When you talk, you need to come to the microphone, say and spell your name for the record, and we will limit conversation or your comments, to 5 minutes. Is there any public comment on items not on the agenda but under the jurisdiction of the commissioners? Any public comment?
No.
Anything online?
No.
Do either of you have anything?
I don't.
We will. There's posters around town. There will be more. You'll see it on Facebook, I'm sure. The Sheriff's Office and the Broadwater County DUI Task Force, for several years, has had a Super Bowl party for the kids at the high school. Lots of prizes, pizza. It's a very fun event. They ask the kids to bring 2 non-perishable food items. They're going to have, I shouldn't say anything. I think we're going to have some TVs to give away, some fun stuff like that, a lot of prizes. And this is for middle school and high school students in Townsend. So not kids from out of area and not grade school kids. So please, if you're interested in donating anything, please let me know. But I think pretty much we have the prizes done. But it's a very fun event that the county, and specifically the Sheriff's Office, supports. And so that will be where I will be watching the Super Bowl. Any other public comment? Aaron Reynolds, Broadwater County Disaster and Emergency Services Coordinator.
All right. Good morning. Aaron Reynolds. AARON, Reynolds, REYNOLDS. Yep, so as of January 1st, I'm the Broadwater County DES coordinator. Kind of just quick updates. I think all the commissioners have been to one of the LAPC meetings. I think we're moving in the right direction. It's been fantastic. Our LAPC is the local emergency planning committee. So really what it is, it's a way to get members of the community together, see what kind of resources we have, whether it's at the county level, state level, or just within the community. We've had fantastic feedback. Typically we meet once a quarter. I know I'm kind of trying to look at everybody, so it's a little hard. Typically we meet once a quarter, but right now we're meeting monthly, which I think has been awesome. Trying to think what other updates. We've had great conversations with the Red Cross, so that kind of brings me to DES does have a Facebook page. I think we're going to get more active on that. So for anybody out in the community, you can follow Broadwater County DES on Facebook. With that being said, with LAPC, it kind of all ties in together. We've got a good foundation going with LAPC, with what we are required to do by law as a county. But that doesn't limit us. I think we're gonna really start pushing trainings, kind of hands-on trainings. So with the community, we're gonna have it's gonna be kind of a message board. So it's really important to follow the DES Facebook page. So I know whenever we did a training up with Graymont, I think in November, we made a posting on the DES page and the Sheriff's Office page to make sure the public knew that if people saw lights and sirens going at around this time, it was a training. So that's going to be pretty important. Like I said, had great meetings with the Red Cross. One thing that we're going to be pushing, kind of not really campaigning, but we're going to try to get the word out there. Right now, Trailhead Church is the only partner that we have in the community with the Red Cross. So if there are any members out in the out in the community that want to be partnered with the Red Cross. The Red Cross, all they ask is for essentially a property or location to set up. They bring in all the food, the cots, everything. They just kind of need an area to set up. So that's going to be kind of something that I think LAPC, DES, like I said, it all kind of goes hand in hand, but we're going to kind of be trying to work with the Red Cross to get the word out, because I think that's the biggest thing, is just getting that word out and see what resources are available to the county and that the county has. So I'm trying to think of any other updates. I know it's kind of a lot, but that's really all I have. Any questions?
I have a question, Madam Chair. Sure. Can you, you were talking about trainings.
Yes.
I know, you know, can you explain that a little more? Like, what are the trainings? And
Yeah,
who are you partnering with?
so right now, with the LAPC, I think kind of our first training, we're looking as a group as maybe like a mass casualty event. So that kind of tests the waters and kind of tests our resources, and it includes fire, medical, law enforcement. So we're going to try to get the school on board, and so whenever I say trainings, it's more just exercises to see what our limitations are realistically, kind of how long does it take for us to get our resources, because I think that's a big part, because we have so many people that volunteer, and a lot of our volunteers wear multiple hats. So you can only kind of wear one hat at one time during an incident like that. So I think that it's kind of almost a stress test, so in case the real thing ever does happen. So, but that's kind of something that we discuss at LAPC, kind of see what's important to the community. You know, for example, cybersecurity is on there. You know, is cybersecurity for Broadwater County like top priority, or is that maybe kind of down in the middle of the priority list? So that's kind of where we get the community involved and figure out where's our priority at.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Can the community get information about trainings or other resources on your Facebook page?
Yes.
For emergencies?
So that's where we're going to start really posting is through Facebook.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and we're going to try to give a training. It's going to take a couple months to kind of prep and get everything set in motion. It's not going to be on Wednesday we make a decision to do a training on Thursday. So there's going to be some time, and we'll get some discussion and kind of see, kind of the logistics and everything. But Facebook, I think, is going to be our biggest way to push that out. So yeah.
Yeah. So I was talking to somebody about partnering up with the Red Cross and what that entails. Do you know, does the facility, are there requirements on the facility? They thought they had heard that like showers were required to be able to be a Red Cross center.
Yeah. So I don't want to speak on behalf of the Red Cross,
Sure.
but I do know that they do have some requirements. For example, if a Red Cross shelter does come in, and I don't want to misspeak, but the way that it was explained to me is if a Red Cross center comes in, it has to be kind of an isolated center, right? So it can't be intertwined with like law enforcement or medical personnel, because you can't have law enforcement walking through the center. So there's still kind of that, there has to be those boundaries. So I don't know if it has to be, 2 showers or what the requirements are, but there is some requirements that the Red Cross looks for.
So best to have them reach out to the Red Cross?
Yes, but I'm setting up another meeting with the Red Cross, probably sometime in February. One of our local reps, she's out for about a month. So whenever she gets back, we're going to that's whenever we're going to kind of start not doing a campaign, but we're really going to try to see who else in the community would be interested.
Okay.
So, and we'll probably post some stuff on our Facebook page and whatnot. So, yeah.
So Aaron, if somebody sees flooding, or if we ever get some snow issues or road issues, how do they connect? How does a general person in the public connect with you?
I think right now, our easiest way is going to be to call the sheriff's office, so call dispatch. Obviously, if it's an emergency, call 911. But right now, because our dispatch is 24/7, they can get a hold of me anytime, any day. And so that's because it's all, again, I know it's hard because it's all kind of intertwined, but probably just call dispatch.
That was my
Yeah.
assumption.
I'm pretty sure your information's on the county website too.
Yes.
under DES.
Yep. So
Okay,
so
Texas
our
Disaster.
the DES line is listed on the county website. It's also on the Facebook page and everything. But if it's something like that where we want to make sure we get it logged, time stamped, and everything like that, that's going to be the easiest way.
Okay. And the LEPC meetings, they are open to the public, correct?
Yes. Yep.
And they're in this.
Yep.
In this-
Third. Right now, it's the third Thursday of every month at 1 p.m. Again, we're gaining a lot of traction. I think we're doing a fantastic job going in the right direction. Maybe in a year we might back that down to once every other month, but right now, every month.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
You've done an incredible job.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
In a very short amount of time, so
Yeah.
congratulations. And
Thank you. So, I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think things are good.
Yeah, it's good. We needed to pull a lot of that together, and
Yeah.
LEPC assisting you with stuff is
Yeah.
great.
And we have a lot of resources in the county. It's just making those relationships and just kind of figuring out who does what. And, Graymont's a fantastic, resource. They've helped us out so much. They allow us to go attend their trainings and some of these trainings, just so the public knows, it's, this year for Graymont, it was an injured individual, which doesn't sound like that big of a deal. But whenever you start looking at how big Graymont is and kind of how intertwined the roads are, it can kind of become a headache for law enforcement, because law enforcement has to get escorted to that area because there's so many back roads and everything. And radios may not work up there. This year we got stopped by a train, responding. So, we didn't even think about that. So, that's a 5-minute delay right there, and that's if the train's moving. So these are all just kind of things that we do, and we end up we call in Life Flight, and so like these are good training exercises. So yeah, I know that was a little bit of a tangent, but
No, that's
Right.
exactly
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
yeah,
We just need to know,
yeah.
be prepared, because we don't want to ever use your services, but.
No, and I think that's the thing. It's not trying to be doom and gloom. It's not if,
Yeah.
it's when.
Yeah, right.
Whatever the type of emergency it is. Hopefully we get some snow. That's one thing that we're kind of monitoring is snow cap and everything. So yeah.
Thank you.
All right,
you.
perfect. And
And
again,
congrats.
biggest thing, just we're really trying to push the Facebook page. So we're going to be posting a lot on there. So awesome. Thank you.
And also
Thank you.
remember, and I know you know this, but MT43 News is
Yep.
open to articles, stats, whatever you want to give them.
Yes.
They have a great partnership
And we'll
with them.
probably be doing a news article within the next month
Perfect.
as well. So we'll
Perfect.
get something published out there as well.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. Next item on the agenda is Angie Paulson, County Surveyor, resolution to abandon portions of Pony Street, Hill Street, and alleyways, High Street, intersection of High Street and St. Helens Street, intersection of High Street and Hill Street in the town site of Toston.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Pardon me, I do not feel well. Madam Chair and Commissioners, my name is Angie Paulson, Broadwater County Clerk and Recorder and Surveyor. Can everybody hear me okay? I'm here today to present the resolution to abandon portions of Pony Street, Hill Street, and the alleyways, as well as High Street and intersection of High Street and St. Helens Street, and the intersection of High Street and Hill Street in the town site of Toston, as Madam Chair just read off. First, I would like to thank Commissioner Swenson for your efforts on this resolution, and additionally want to acknowledge that the County Attorney, Kevin Bratcher, has provided his approval regarding the legal oversight of this resolution. And moving forward, I would like to have this process be the standard practice in Broadwater County for future abandonments. Keeping petitions and abandonment documentation in my office is the current practice, but this resolution and future resolutions will help us to facilitate better searches and help formalize the process for the public to do searches. more easily. Madam Chair, would you like me to read this resolution into the record?
Sounds like that might hurt your voice.
Thank you. Yeah, my voice is hurting a little
I would
bit.
therefore defer to Commissioner Swenson.
It's
since
posted
you-
online. I mean, if we want to read it, I can read
Just a
it.
couple highlights.
Yeah.
It's our best practice to read it, but it is a long one.
I could say just a few things if you
A
would
few
like.
highlights?
Yes, okay. So you should have the copies in front of you, and like Commissioner Swenson said, this is posted online. On November 5th, 2025, the Broadwater County Board of Commissioners held a public hearing and a regular meeting during which a petition to abandon one or more county roads was presented and considered. And the commission resolved that the following roads were abandoned effective on the date specified below, which was November 5th. Those streets were Pony Street between lots 7 through 9 of Block 6 and lots 4 through 6 of Block 7, Hill Street between Block 7 and 8, Alleyway in Block 7 between lots 4 through 6 and lots 7 through 12, Alleyway in Block 8 between lots 1 through 3 and lots 13 through 18, High Street from the western boundary of Blocks 9 and 10 to the eastern boundaries of Lot 7 and Block 12, and Lot 12 of Block 7. And as far as rights-of-way easements and access, all public right-of-way and easements associated with the above described roads are vacated except that those rights reserved by Broadwater County for public utilities. And then as far as this resolution goes, this will be recorded in my office and can be accessed online at idocmarket.com, or the public may come and just do a research or a search, ask us in the office as well. And Madam Chair, that's all I have for my presentation.
This has been a long time coming, and I know doing this is a lot of work, detail, so thank you, everybody, for doing it. We are learning there are some streets that past commissioners thought they closed or thought they abandoned or whatever, so we're making it official and cleaning it up. Justin, you have anything else to add to that?
I don't. I think that kind of covered it all. It's just, like Angie said, going forward, I think we're going to try to do these at the same commission meeting when we have the vote. It's just wasn't part of our practice at the time, so I think going forward, we're going to adopt this kind of as our standard practice and bring it to the meeting where we are voting on the abandonment, and if it's abandoned, we'll approve it at the same time. If it's not, then we'll just disregard it. But that way it's all done a little bit more streamlined.
Makes
But-
complete sense.
But this'll greatly help, just from past experience, researching abandoned roads. It can be difficult, so this'll greatly help with that.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Any other questions for Angie?
Do you have any? No, you guys did a great job.
Is there a motion?
I move to approve the resolution of the Board of County Commissioners, Broadwater County, Montana, declaring the abandonment of certain county roads.
I will second that.
Is there any public comment on the abandonment of these stated roads? Any public comment? Is there any public comment? There's a motion and a second to approve the resolution of the Board of Broadwater County Commissioners of Broadwater County, Montana, declaring the abandonment of these certain roads, and they are listed there. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
And Madam Chair, I will be recusing myself for the next item.
Next item on the agenda is Nicole Brown, Community Development and Planning Director for, and how do you pronounce it? Is it? Elia. Family Transfer Exemption Request.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Nicole Brown, Broadwater County Community Development Director, here to present to you a family transfer exemption request from Mrs. Eliel to her husband, Mr. Eliel. They are present today should you have questions at the close of my brief presentation. You are in receipt of my staff report, the certificate of survey depicting the family transfer exemption request, as well as the family transfer affidavit. I do want to state that this is our very first family transfer of the new year. Therefore, we do have a new affidavit from the Montana Attorney General's office. And that is the form that will be used for family transfers. So, with that, Madam Chair, if I may just give a brief summary of my staff report, or I can read it verbatim into the record. Which is your preference?
Brief summary would be
perfect. Okay. So as you can see on the certificate of survey in your packet there, Mrs. Eliel owns this parcel. It's kind of a strange shaped parcel. It has access currently. This one parcel has access to Skyview Lane and Lower Deep Creek Road. Mrs. Eliel is requesting to transfer Tract F. That would be kind of the more westerly portion of this lot. That lot, it will be identified as Tract F, and it will have direct access onto Skyview Lane, which is not a county road. That is a subdivision road. And she will retain ownership herself of Tract 1-4A. That parcel has direct access to Lower Deep Creek Road. That is a county road. There are no structures built on this parcel currently. They do have DEQ approval. Mrs. Eliel has DEQ approval of this parcel. And what else can I tell you? This is a subdivision lot, and according to MCA, subdivision lots, family transfers can occur within subdivision lots. So really not a lot of information, not a lot to share with you additionally, but if you do have questions, I'll do my best to answer them. It's pretty straightforward.
And Director Brown, with this new form that we've just started using, it is still, they cannot sell for 2 years.
Madam Chair, that is correct. Yes. And with this affidavit, this is essentially a sworn statement. At the beginning of this affidavit, it says the affidavit, with the place for them to insert their name. They are to complete this, essentially read through it under oath and sign and have it notarized. So.
And that has been done.
That has been done, yes, and the 2-year time frame does still stand for any transferred parcels. So in this instance, Tract F will need to be retained by Mrs. Eliel for a period of no less than 2 years.
Did you have any questions, Commissioner Rickmeyer?
No, I didn't have any questions. I thought it was very straightforward. Read through the affidavit. No, I didn't.
I don't have any other questions either. I've talked to Director Brown about this a couple times. Seems straightforward, and using the new form seems a change, but appropriate.
Not to mention required.
That too.
Since it did come from the Attorney General's
I
office.
was just going to say, just so everybody knows, this new form is from the Attorney General's office and started January 1st. Is there a motion?
I would move to approve the Eliel family transfer request.
And I will second that motion. Is there any public comment on the family transfer? Any public comment online? No. Any public comment here? Seeing no public comment, there's a motion and a second to approve the Eliel family transfer. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. And thank you all for attending. It's always helpful. next item on the agenda is discussion about the purchase of the Silos building and that property, and it's at the corner of Silos Road and Beaver Drive. And this is just a discussion and potentially a decision to move forward with the purchase. It's not saying we are going to purchase it, it's not saying the price, but just through typical government process, this is one of these steps. The individual that owns the property, I've talked to several times, Boyd Morgan and his wife Linda. They have a real estate attorney that's helping them with this and other properties that they're buying or selling. And Justin, can't think of his name right now, has been very helpful. There are, I got a spreadsheet of all the leases that are there and, you know, with storage and who's outside and when their due dates and all of that. I just got that Monday, so I've not dug into that. The purpose of buying that building and property, and it's about 7 acres, is hopefully a area for search and rescue, for fire, for road department to store some of their machinery there, for the weed department. You will see during this season a lot of the weed department trucks and side-by-side sitting outside by the cedar, and that breaks my heart because some of those are worth a lot of money and they take great care of them, but they need to be inside. And they are inside now during the winter, but this will allow us to take better care of them. It will also allow the weed department to store their chemicals more safely, securely. Part of that building is currently being used as an apartment. I believe it has 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. That would be a nice, it's in pretty good shape. It would be a nice small meeting place for search and rescue, fire. It has a shower, so if search and rescue or fire need to take a shower, or if it's late and they want to stay there, it has the potential of allowing that. One of my main goals of getting the building is to join 1 or 2 of those big storage units and have a place for commission meetings, for voting. All of that will take money, and we will look into that for grants. We will have to, if we move forward with this, we will send out an RFP for an architect company and engineering, and so nothing is going to happen very fast. If we do purchase this building, let's just assume it's going to close the end of March. TJ's and his road department could get some equipment out there right away. We have to look at the leases for the other people that are in the storage units now. It makes so much sense for fire, search and rescue, maybe even a police vehicle out there, a little place for them. There's so much activity at this lake, and it takes so long to get responses from here to there. The meeting room I'm discussing would obviously have restrooms. It would be a great place to have voting, much better than the Winston Fire Hall. So this is going to be a very long process. We have the funds to buy it because if you remember several years back, we talked about, we called it the SERC, South End Response Center. We just casually gave it that name. And that project just has stalled. So those funds were from ARPA, and we'll just, if we move forward, we'll move those funds to the Silos project. It seems to have more traction, and it's certainly a great location for all of this. What else can I add?
I have a question for you.
You have a question.
The leases, would the county keep those leases, or would you let them expire and then move on?
That would be, that's one of my questions to the real estate agent. I don't know how that works in real estate world.
Right.
And I just looked at the bottom line of the income of that. While we're planning this, the income for the leases as they stand now is $50,000 a year. And they're not all full.
Right.
And some of them are month to month. Some of them have paid for the year. Some are 6 months. I mean, it's all over the place. So I've not had the time to really dissect that. but it could be a possible income
Sure.
while we're preparing this. And that's substantial income.
Yeah.
I've even thought of the apartment space. You know, with our ambulance crew, we have so much trouble, and keeping people. You have to be within 10 minutes, which is really hard to find staffing for that. And just maybe that could be a possibility for someone who's here for the weekend. They can stay around shift a couple days, someplace for them to stay. Yeah, as we know, there's a shortage of EMTs, so that would be helpful.
Very helpful. And Megan Bullock, the sanitarian, has pulled up all the septic and well records for us. So there are 2 septics there and 1 well, I think. They're in great working condition. It's fenced. It's not fenced as good as it will be down the road, but at least there is a fence around it now.
Well, there's additional acreage besides just the building?
Yes,
There.
it's 7 acres total.
Yeah.
And I know several people have asked me, can you just buy the building and the 3 acres? He wants to sell it as a package. And that, from the beginning, has been his. We cannot, and I don't know why we wouldn't want to. Weed department potentially would build their own building to store. So that's extra property for her. And then that property divided off, that 4 acres divided off, doesn't have that much value. So I understand that he wants to sell it as a package deal.
I think it's important we have the funds for it.
Yeah.
We do.
That are available. And as we grow and knowing that the lake is such an epicenter of this county, having services there is really important, especially search and rescue, because most of the calls are on the lake.
And these funds were set aside for this project. So we're not taking it out of general or anybody's department. Everything will still have their own funds. We're just moving the location of it. And again, I don't know. We'll start negotiating if this is approved today, and we'll go from there. And when that negotiation happens, this will come back on a commission meeting agenda. So at this time, just if we would like to make a motion, it's just a motion to, I don't mean just, it's a motion to move forward with the process.
I move to move forward with the purchase of the silo. Well, I shouldn't say with the purchase. Sorry, revising that. I move to approve moving forward with the purchase process of the silos building and property.
I will second that.
Is there any public comment? Any public comment online? No. Any public comment in the room? There's been a motion and a second to move forward with the process of purchasing the silos building. All those in favor signify by saying, and property. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. More to come. More to come. Thank you all.
Do we know what the next step is?
For me to figure out that spreadsheet, we did get in a spreadsheet file. It is in Excel.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
it is
Nice.
now in Excel. And look at that in detail. I just got it Monday. And then start negotiating with Boyd Morgan.
Okay.
Thank you all. Next item on the agenda. Letter from Local Government Services, Department of Administration regarding withholding of certain state funds. And I've asked Melissa Franks, our treasurer, to open the meeting, this section of the meeting, and give the explanation, the 101.
Okay. Good morning. I'm Melissa Franks, County Treasurer, FRANKS. We did receive a notification from Local Government Services regarding my reconciling issues. And we are working right now. I've got, Mako has sent me Nancy Everson to help me with finding my reconciling issues, and we have made some headway. We're still working on it. We need to be able to show 3 months of balancing before they will stop withholding the funds. So the plan is right now to have January, February, and March balance to zero, and then hopefully by that will suffice for local government to go ahead and release those funds. Any questions?
Can you, no, I'm facing like this. Can you, I guess, give us a history of this as best you can? I don't know if you have your.
Yeah. Well, I didn't bring my spreadsheets are too big to print off, so we could look at them through emails next week.
I'm sorry, I wasn't very clear. Just a step of when this started.
Oh, yes. I believe September they sent me the first letter asking for me to show them or to correct my reconciliations. They have been balanced for some time now, and I've really struggled with trying to get that to balance. Basically what it is funds are in the wrong place on my spreadsheet, and that is what I forward on to them. So when they're looking at it and they see that the bottom line there's an offage, whether it's a positive or a negative, they want to see a zero. If there's any reconciling items, I need to be able to put those on that spreadsheet. I have really struggled to figure out what my offages are. Every day we balance, and we have a separate daily sheet that we balance, and we've always balanced that. It's putting everything on the spreadsheet and making sure everything is where it's supposed to be. And with the last few months, we've tried to go back to June and consistently show an amount, the same amount offage. If we can do that, then we should be able to see a pattern. And the more I find, the more I learn how I have really not done this correctly. When I first came into office, I made changes. And I thought they were good changes. They were updating the way we do things. We used to write everything in a big green ledger, handwrite everything in, and then transfer it to computer. I figured updating our process was a good step. And now I come to realize maybe doing things the way it used to be was probably better. I still think the way I'm learning now with help is still a good process. It's just got to be really drilled down, and everything needs to be where it's supposed to be. And I'm learning now that that's not what I've been doing. So, any questions?
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, please.
To clarify.
Sure.
Mostly for anyone
Yeah.
listening, because we've all discussed this.
Mm-hmm.
So just to clarify, we kind of have two separate issues, because there was the carryover balance, which I believe started in 22, I think of that audit.
Uh-huh.
So that offage, as you say, has kind of carried over month to month, but
Yep.
you're trying to find consistency with that amount.
Correct.
And then you have what local government services wants to see moving forward.
Correct.
So they want that balance to be within $100.
Correct.
And so they need to see that for 3 months, but I don't know if you know yet, or well, I don't think we know yet, if they said that's fine, we need to see like the 3 months and then moving forward, it needs to stay balanced, but the amount that was unbalanced or off doesn't have to be resolved, because I know we have learned that it's going to take hundreds of thousands of dollars for that, the time and resources to go back
Right.
that far. So that
Right.
is, and it's a bookkeeping error is what it is.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. My reconciling sheet, when I first started, I made some changes. I also had incorrect information, and that's my bad on that. It was very frustrating not being able to figure out, because every day we balanced and every day we were fine, we balanced. And so going into the details of it all got very frustrating. And so I started making changes thinking, okay, maybe I need to do this, or this needs to be here. And I think that also caused more problems, bigger issues that I am digging in to find. The dollar amount isn't just one dollar amount or even just a couple. It could be several small that are just in the wrong spot. For example, in December, I realized that on on my spreadsheet in the columns, I have everything in the column, but breaking it out between the school, the county claims, county school claims, same with payroll for the school and for the county. I had numbers in the wrong area, in the wrong column, which made it look like claims was off by so much and payroll, but then you have all the other dollar amounts, all the other items I need to put on there. So breaking it out correctly is going to be able to show we are balanced, but I'm not showing it correctly on my reconciling spreadsheets. So I have learned a lot in the last few months that I did not know and I wasn't doing correctly.
I would just make a couple comments. I just want the public to know this is not one big chunk of money that we can't. I share that it's not like your checking account, but it is. If for several months you're $10 off on your checking account, at the end of the year you're going to be $120.
Right.
Obviously, those numbers don't match,
Yeah.
but it's a series of small errors that now have caught up to a large combined are a larger number. So it's hard to go back and figure it out. But Nancy Everson from MACO she was in the office yesterday
Instrumental.
for quite a while,
Yeah.
and she's been there a lot to help.
She has done a tremendous job.
And she worked at Lewis and Clark County. I have not had time to look up her title there, but she was an expert across the state in government finance. MACO, our association, tried to get her for years. They got her a couple years ago, and she's been amazing. We also have on the TV screen our own Bill Jiraki, who has been incredibly helpful with Melissa and Nancy and us, explaining everything to us and digging in and creating new spreadsheets that make sense, that will do the job.
Correct. Yeah.
And this came up in September. I don't have those notes. And we asked, the county asked LGS for an extension. We got that. And then we ran out of time.
Yeah.
So on the 15th, I think it was, yes, Thursday, last Thursday, we got a letter, we're withholding funds
Yeah.
until this is cleaned up.
Correct.
And I do want to make very clear to the public, as of right now, there's no services, county services impacted.
Correct.
And I feel hopeful that with this being remedied soon, that statement will stay true and it will not impact. The sooner we get this done,
Yeah.
so I don't want to say no services will be impacted. But right now, we are fine.
Yeah. And when we started in September looking through this, the plan was to go back to June and try and from June forward to get an amount, a consistent amount throughout the months that shows the offage. And that was quite a struggle to do that, because one of the biggest problems we discovered, that was a practice that we've always done in the office, was if, for example, when funds come in at the end of the month and we don't start balancing to the next month, there's carryovers. And if you discover any mistakes, or like if funds were put in the wrong account, we would go back and change that. You're not supposed to ever go back and change anything. That just makes everything much worse. And I also implemented changing from using the tax module with our software system to a new system called cash receipting. The tax module would let us go back, and we changed the date, and it would let us go back and make those changes, and everything was fine. Cash receipting wouldn't let us do that. Our software company showed us a way we could do that, because that was our practice to make sure that we had everything in the correct month. Now I'm realizing, after talking with our auditor and Nancy, that is just something you do not do. You don't go back. And so this could be from when I first started as treasurer, because we just did it the other day, thinking we were doing it correctly, and we weren't. It changed the dollar amount on my cash receipt. And the minute that happens, you're like, okay, what happened? So that is no longer, we've changed that. I've changed that. We are no longer doing that. We are going to be doing everything in the month. Not the month we're balancing, but the month that I'm doing the balancing in. So if money comes in from interest, let's say from STEP, because doesn't hit the bank account, that doesn't come in to us until, let's say, February is when we're going to get it, February 1st. I used to take that back to January because it's January's money. We're not going to do that anymore. We get it in February 1st, it's going to go in at that time. And it'll be a reconciling item. So it truly is a matter of how I was doing it was incorrect.
I just would note that, just so the public knows, the funds that are being withheld, they are just being held. That we will get them back once this issue is resolved. So it's not like they're being taken. They're just holding them until everything's fixed.
And we have requested from local government services a monthly report of how much money from what department, where it will go. So we will get that. So we will know as this goes along what will be coming back once it does get fixed.
I have another thing
Sure,
to add.
of course.
As we've been working on this, and you've been working on this, and we're looking at the whole piece, I think there are, a couple questions are how do we prevent it from happening in the future? And we're working on that. Obviously, in a public entity, it's hard to train whoever's coming next. So
Correct.
That's a challenge for all of the offices, especially with the various functions that you have to do.
Yeah.
So figuring that out. Also, I know you'll be giving us a monthly report
Yep.
to help look at the cash
Yep,
reconciliation. So we
absolutely.
have that in place. If there's anything else I'm missing.
Think of it.
Just really encouraging, as individual as our elected offices are, we all need to be working together. There needs to be good communication between those offices. That includes finance too, because what you do touches finance.
Yep.
So finance treasurers, finance and treasurer and commissioners all working together to really keep track of things. And that makes it, more eyes on helps.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we met on Monday, and I showed you some of my spreadsheets. I think that was important for you guys to just have a visual of what it looks like. I mean, you won't figure out how it works right at that with that first meeting, but I think going forward every month, you guys, when I'm coming in and I'm showing you my reports, you'll better understand and be able to read those spreadsheets like I do, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it's really very important that we keep that consistent and every month going forward.
And moving forward, we need some sort of summary of those spreadsheets for this meeting.
Okay.
The first Wednesday after the 15th of
Yep.
each month.
Yep.
We
Yep.
will have a commission meeting with a shortened version of what you've done, so
Yep.
that we can explain it to the public.
Mm-hmm.
This has been the highest priority since Thursday morning for all of us. I'm just guessing that we've spent, and it's only Wednesday, but we as commissioners have spent 80% of our time.
I would say 2 Thursdays ago.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it was on the 15th when we got the letter.
That's
Yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
80% of our time since then, gosh.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
Getting
December.
it together.
Yeah, December, I've been working on December for the last couple of weeks and discovered a lot of my errors on there and making those corrections. And Nancy was in yesterday, and we are made significant headway on that. So now my goal is starting January. I've already started working on January. So what I discovered I was doing incorrectly, hopefully, January will be smooth.
There will be, a press release was sent to MT43. That will be in the newspaper Friday or Thursday, whenever it comes out. And it will be sent to Three Forks Voice. So I would urge anybody to call us.
Any
call
questions?
Melissa,
Mm-hmm.
come to commission meetings, ask us, email. This will be going on for hopefully not very long, but we just don't know at this time how long.
Right.
Bill, did you have anything to add?
Yeah, I have a few comments, if you don't mind. I'm Bill Jarocki, J-A-R-O-C-K-I. I'm the County Administrative Officer. To give you some background, every year we do an audit. That audit is reported to local government services at the Department of Administration. The state oversees all local government finances. In the audit in 2023, there was a finding, and it dealt with the county cash reported for bank statements not reconciling with the book balances as of June 30th, 2023, when that fiscal year ended. Finding was made by the auditor. There were recommendations that internal controls be improved, that the reconciling process be corrected. And that's what Melissa's been talking about, what we've been doing most recently. But the audit finding came out in 2023. The amount of the difference between our books and what the bank said we had in cash was $50,000 in 2023. In the audit of 2024, the same finding was made. And the amount that we were off increased. That got the attention of local government services. Now remember, an audit is issued almost a year after that year closes. So this year, this calendar year, local government services said, okay, you've had a repeat finding, how are you going to correct this problem? The finance director, working with the auditor, came up with an action plan to deal with the problem. The commissioners were not explicitly aware of what was going on with the action plan or the detailed findings, any of that stuff. So, local government services said, okay, what's your action plan now, 2024? We submitted it. They said that's not good enough. We responded to that and said we were going to step up how we were going to address this issue. Bring in outside expertise, working with our auditor, etc. And so what you're seeing today is a result of stepping up our attention to changing our processes, making sure they're correct, and getting to the point where we can produce 3 reports to local government services, for local government services satisfaction, that we're balancing correctly, or that the process for calculating the balancing is correct. The hold is on until that is settled. The audit findings did talk about the communications between the treasurer and the commissioners. That is going to happen. And what we expect is that we should be able to solve this problem, and that the withheld amount should be passed through to the county in the near future. In the meantime, we have resources to cover the amounts that we otherwise would receive. This is a serious matter. It's one of a number of serious matters that the county has dealt with, and I've been involved with. Everything from solid waste financing to totally renovating our budget process. There are a number of major events that have occurred in this county that we've dealt with. The levy with the Public Safety Department, not having that levy pass and having to accommodate what public safety needs in order to do their job in our budget. All of those things are big things. This is another big thing. We will solve it, and we're putting all our resources on it. Melissa is involved in weekly finance team meetings with the finance department and myself. We'll go over what progress we're making each week as we work to solve this problem. I'm happy to stand for any other questions that we have. It's a serious matter, but we are working earnestly to resolve it.
And this will be on our agenda again next week. We'll have more information next week. I suspect.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Any questions from the public? Anything online? No. Any questions or comments? Okay. Thank you all very much. Last thing we have is claims and minutes. We have minutes from, and I'm just going to do this as a group.
Okay.
December 22nd, and we've all looked at this already. December 22nd meeting, January 14th, and January 21st minutes.
I move to approve the minutes from December 22nd, January 14th, and January 21st.
I'll second that.
Is there any public comment on the minutes? Any public comment on the minutes from commission meetings? There's a motion and a second to approve the minutes from December 22nd, January 14th, and January 21st. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Angie, I'll sign these later and get them to you. We have 3 sets of claims. And let's do this as a bunch too. I think we've all looked at it. The first one is for $44,977.51. Second one is for $6,947.80. And the last one is payroll, which is $341,241.29.
I move to approve the claims for the set amounts.
I second that.
Any public comment on the claims? Any public comment on the claims? All those in favor of approving the claims as stated signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. And we'll get those signed right after the meeting. We won't leave here before we sign them. Is there anything else for the good of the order? I just like saying that. For the good of the order. Any other comments or questions? We will adjourn at 11 o'clock.